In the absolute silence of the ancient forest, a miracle begins, unseen, unheard, and unhurried, beneath the weathered hands of a forester. A tiny life is entrusted to the Mother Earth. This is not merely an act of planting. It is a promise, a covenant that spans decades. As the seasons turn, as the summer sun yields to winter snow, that seedling clings to life, drawing essence from the soil to rise. Here, time is not measured in hours or minutes, but in concentric rings of wood. "5 years, 10 years, 20 years pass. The once barren hills are now cloaked in a sea of green. A complete ecosystem is established. The morning sun pierces the canopy, waking the mature trees, straight, tall, and proud. They stand there as sentinels of the earth, purifying our air and guarding our water. But nature does not stand still. And neither does humanity. At the edge where the wild forest meets civilization, a new day begins for those who bear the mission of transformation. They don their protective gear, a ritual preparation to enter the symphony of machinery. Their gaze is steady. They know they are about to touch the crystallization of nature's decades-long work. From above, the wilderness looks like an endless emerald carpet. But closer to the ground, we hear the roar of the wind and the power of technology. The timber, having fulfilled its green mission, begins a journey of sacrifice. The bark, the rugged armor that protected the tree for years, is now stripped away inside massive rotating drums. The tumbling, the friction, the noise, it is the sound of metamorphosis. Only the purest core remains, clean and pale, flowing along the conveyor belt like a river of time. And from this, a new history is written. No longer wood, yet not quite paper. We are at the threshold of transformation. Welcome to this miraculous journey. The arteries of the paper industry extend far beyond the factory walls. They stretch across the open roads. Dust-covered trucks, carrying the scent of the forest, cross bridges and span rivers. Deep in the river channels, massive barges cut through the waves, carrying thousands of tons of wood chips. They move slowly, yet they carry immense potential energy. This is the vital connection between remote raw materials and the beating heart of the industrial zone. At the port, conveyor systems reach out like giant mechanical arms to accept nature's gift. Wood chips cascade down like a waterfall, forming towering artificial mountains. Tiny bulldozers atop these peaks work tirelessly to spread and manage the pile, ensuring the factory's insatiable thirst for material is always quenched. But the story of modern paper does not come solely from the forest. It also comes from us. In another corner of the mill, a second source joins the fray: recycled paper, or OCC, old cardboard boxes, bales that have traveled the world, bearing the scars of previous journeys. Compressed into dense, brown cubes, they await a second chance. When the wire ties are cut with a sharp snap, these bales burst open, ready to merge with the fresh wood fibers. This is the philosophy of circulation. There is no waste, only resources waiting to be awakened once more. We stand now before the stomach of this industrial beast. The digester towers rise toward the sky, a place where temperature and pressure reach their limits. The wood chips enter not to be destroyed, but to be liberated. In an environment of chemicals and searing steam, lignin, the natural glue binding the wood, dissolves. It is an industrial digestion, separating the tiny cellulose fibers from their rigid structure. But brute force is meaningless without intelligence. Inside the central control room, DCS, the silence contrasts sharply with the chaos outside. Engineers and operators monitor thousands of data points every second. A furrowed brow, a mouse click, A slight adjustment on a pH graph. These minute actions determine the quality of the entire batch. They're the brain, directing the flow of the factory through fiber optics and algorithms. Back to the material flow. Recycled paper plunges into the hydraulic pulper, a massive artificial tornado. Water and vortex forces tear apart old bonds, turning cardboard into a thick, brown oatmeal-like slurry. And here, the detrasher, the diligent gatekeeper. Plastic, metal, tape. Foreign invaders are ejected without mercy. Only the pure fibers are permitted to pass. Next comes the purification. The brown pulp travels through bleaching towers, where oxidation works silently but powerfully. The brown of the earth and wood fades, replaced by a pristine white. Looking through the inspection glass, we see a smooth, shimmering flow. It is no longer wood. It is liquid, white gold, ready for the most critical stage. Welcome to the heart of the mill, the paper machine. A behemoth the length of a soccer field, operating with the precision of a Swiss watch but on the scale of an aircraft carrier. At the head box, the pulp mixture, 99% water, is jet sprayed at speeds reaching 60 miles per hour. On the fast-moving wire mesh, water drains away in a torrent, leaving behind billions of fibers interlocking in an instant. In the blink of an eye, the ghost of a sheet of paper is formed. In this harsh environment, the machine cannot afford to falter. But when the red alarm light flashes, humanity proves its worth. The maintenance crew, clad in silver heat-reflective suits like astronauts, rushes into the heat zone. Temperatures here could melt the resolve of the weak. But for them, this is a battlefield. The sweat, the shouted commands, the rhythmic clang of tools against metal. They are the unsung heroes keeping the factory's heart beating. As the crisis passes, the rhythm returns. The wet web enters the maze of the dryer section. Dozens of massive cast iron cylinders, radiating intense heat, spin relentlessly. The paper weaves up and down, dancing between fire and steam. Finally, it passes through the calendar stamp. Immense pressure from polished steel rollers irons the sheet smooth and glossy. From a fragile liquid suspension, it has become a material of strength and resilience. And here is the result, the jumbo roll. A colossal cylinder of paper weighing tons, spinning with terrifying kinetic energy. As the yellow crane descends from the ceiling, lifting the roll effortlessly into the air, we realize how small we are compared to our own creations. The roll floats majestically overhead, like a packaged cloud, ready to be dispersed to the world.
Okay, bring her down easy now. We are clear on this side.
Copy that, lowering steady.
Paper, by itself, is a blank slate. It needs creativity to gain a soul. In sunlit studios, young designers breathe life into covers. Vibrant concepts are sketched, waiting to be realized. Meanwhile, at the converting plant, razor-sharp steel blades slice the massive jumbo roll into narrow, manageable strips, bridging the gap between industry and daily life. The scent of ink begins to fill the air. The flexo printing system beats like a rhythmic heart. Red, then blue, layer upon layer aligned with absolute perfection. Dull brown cardboard is suddenly clothed in vibrant branding. The die cutter strikes down decisively, punching out the waste. Mechanical fingers flick away the scraps faster than the eye can follow. On the notebook line, crisp blue lines are drawn across the white expanse, awaiting future words. Colorful covers are married to the pages, metal spirals spin into place, binding everything into a unified whole. A finished notebook emerges, small enough to hold in a hand, yet containing a monumental journey. Entering the smart warehouse, we step into the future. No humans are visible, only the hum of electric motors and the beat of sensors. Robotic arms stack boxes onto pallets with geometric perfection, a feat of endurance no human could match. Driverless forklifts, AGVs, glide like ghosts, carrying tons of product to the loading bay. This is the pinnacle of modern logistics. Leaving the cold precision of the machines. The boxes merge into the urban flow, weaving through traffic, pausing at doorsteps. The moment the courier hands the package to a student, the supply chain completes its mission. The smile as she tears the tape, the smell of fresh paper, and when the pen touches the page, writing the words, "My ideas." The life of the paper finds its true meaning. It becomes a vessel for knowledge, for emotion, and for dreams. Time moves as fast as a turning page. The notebook is full, but its end is not the landfill. As the student drops the old book into the blue recycling bin, another miracle begins. The image of paper falling into the bin dissolves seamlessly into the massive bales at the factory, reminding us, the end is merely a new beginning. To maintain this infinite circle, responsibility is paramount. We see the advanced labs, where the strength and brightness of the paper are rigorously tested. We see the wastewater treatment plant, where murky water is clarified, returning crystal clear to the river. We see the stacks releasing steam, clean and white as clouds, harmlessly into the blue sky. And above all, there are the people, the laughter in the canteen, the strategic meetings, the precision of the electrician and the welder. They are the soul within the steel. Outside the factory fence, birds still perch on branches, and the grass grows green. It is living proof of the harmony between heavy industry and the environment.